up? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about baking. And no, I don't mean cookies and cakes kind of baking, I mean face baking. So this is my secret to a more flawless filtered finish when it comes to my makeup. I have super oily skin, so baking is an extremely important part of my makeup routine. I know a lot of people don't like it. A lot of people are like, oh my god, that's just like way too much, it's too extra. I don't think that. I think that baking is a great step if you're looking for a more filtered makeup look that's not super cakey, but looks just overall really smooth and even. And before we get started, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and push the little bell for notifications so that whenever I post a video, you are the first one to be notified. Alright, so if you want to know how I bake my face and get this very flawless filtered finish, please keep watching. So my favorite product I love to use ever when baking is the Ben Nye Luxury Powder. This is the banana powder. This has been my favorite for years. And I've tried different setting powders, I've tried different baking powders or loose powders, and I do really like the Kat Von D as well. It works really well. But I love the shade of this one. I just love the way it leaves my skin looking. It has such a flawless, even finish on my face. Yeah, there's such a thing as a really nice, like, dewy look, but then there's, like, super crazy, oily look. And that's what my face becomes. So I really need to bake all the time, basically wherever I go. I mean, if it's a day-to-day thing, I don't usually bake. If I'm going to be wearing makeup all day long, I need my makeup to last all day long. So this is basically how I bake. So first of all, I go in with the Ben Nye Banana Powder. Before you start baking, usually I use a damp beauty blender. Or you could even use, if you don't have a beauty blender, or you just don't like to use a beauty blender, you can use like these little these wedge sponges. These are just from Ulta. These are 32 beauty wedges from Ulta Beauty. So you can also use that. So I'll show you guys both ways. I'll do one side with this sponge and I'll do one side with a beauty blender. There's not much of a difference. It's basically a preference and what you like when it comes to like application. So I'll do this side with the beauty blender. And basically the areas that I really pack on the powder is right here under my eye, which is basically like wherever you concealed, pretty much. So I really like to pack it here underneath the eye. Make sure I get those bags nice and covered. I also bring it down the bridge of my nose, like so, maybe not on the tip. Bad me. So that's about right there. So for the other side, I'm going to show you guys with the beauty wedge. I usually like to take the end, this little part right here, the end of the sponge. And I used to use these before I started. The only thing with these is it's not damp. So I mean, I'm sure you could try making it a little bit damp. But you can see that there's like less product a little bit when you use this one, mainly because it's not wet or damp. But it does have like good precision when you want to put it on the sides of your nose. Ta-da! I'm even gonna go in on this side with it because I love this little end. It gets all the little corners. So to continue, I also apply some to the sides right underneath the contour line where I added my contour. I kind of just drag that along very lightly, not putting any pressure on the beauty blender. And if you watched my last contouring routine video, I mentioned that I love to bring it from the sides of my mouth all the way along the contour line, and then I just add a little bit more here. Same for the other side. And I personally like to add a lot of product, especially if I'm going somewhere where I need my makeup to last all day. It usually, like if you're not doing anything crazy that day, or if you're not going to be doing a big event or going anywhere special, usually you can put less. But for the purposes of this video, I'm going to show you guys my full glam of baking. Also add some to the chin here. I also go into my forehead, which is a place that gets extremely oily. So I just apply it kind of like in a little half circle around my forehead. Then I also bring it down the bridge of my nose. So yeah, that's basically the areas that I apply them, underneath my contour lines, my under eyes, so that I can pretty much lock in and set that concealer that I put, as well as the forehead because it gets really oily. So basically after you apply the powder in the areas that you'd like, I usually leave mine on for about 10 minutes, so I let that bake and really set into the skin, make it nice and matte and flawless. Some people do 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes. I usually like to do 10 because most of the time I don't have that full 20 minutes. Depends on how my routine's going with my makeup that day. But I usually apply this and go in and finish something else with my makeup. Sometimes I do my lips, sometimes I touch up anything on my eyes, stuff like that. So I usually spend a little bit of time doing something else while it bakes on my face. Whatever amount of time works for you, go ahead and do that. I really like to do like a solid 10 minutes. So I'm gonna let this bake on my face and I'll be right back.
A few moments later.
Alright, so this has been on my face for about 10-12 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and brush it off. So you don't wanna like press hard when you brush it off. Just lightly start dusting it. I think I'm gonna start from the bottom here. Lightly start dusting it off. You can definitely see like that more flawless finish. Everything's pretty matte. I usually like a pretty matte finish. I'll just go in and add some highlighter after, but as far as the entire face, I love a pretty matte finish because of my oily skin. Make sure you really get all the areas that you applied powder on because you don't want to leave it on your face. Do the forehead. My favorite part is dusting the under eye. I love seeing that finished product after. Make sure you get the bridge of your nose dusted off very lightly. Alright, so after removing all of the powder, this is pretty much what it looks like. It has a pretty nice, even, flawless finish. It almost makes my face look like it has like a filter on already. And I love that about it. I love that I don't have to worry too much about my face or becoming oily. To finish off the look, I'm going to go in with a highlighter, and I'm going to be using the Fenty Beauty Killawatt highlighter in Hustla Baby. So I'm just going to put some on a brush. Apply it to the high points of my cheekbones. Alright, look at that highlight. To my chin area. Little parts, a little bit on the forehead. Then I'm going to apply some on my nose, the tip of my nose, and the bridge of my nose. Alright, so this is the final product after baking and adding a little bit of highlighter. Like I said, if you want a more filtered look on your face that doesn't look extremely cakey, but looks more even, smooth, and flawless, definitely consider baking your face. It doesn't have to be an over amount of powder. It can be the lightest amount and it would still make a ton of difference. I hope this video was helpful to some of you out there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to give a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, and hit the bell for notifications so that whenever I post a video, you guys are the first ones to be notified. I will see you guys next time. Bye! But if I'm going... I hope this video was helpful for you.